There we go. Welcome everyone to another exciting episode. We get to play Fangs of the Moon tonight. So, hope you guys will enjoy the show. It's been a while since we had one, so I figured go ahead and go over and do a quick little summation of at least my notes, which aren't very good, but give everybody an idea as to what's going on. Recently there's been, I say recently, within the past 6 months or so, there's been a sight of particularly dark armor-clad knights inside the forces of the Scourge undead army that have been attacking most of Azeroth. Throughout all of that, two of our adventurers, Oriana and Audric, were hired basically as guides, representatives, what have you, by the nation of Gilneas, and they were to secure flight plans and get everything set up, shipping plans and all that. Just make sure that they had the passage to New Lordaeron City booked. However, while they were in Menethil Harbor, some things happened, and somebody from Oriana's past has showed up, as well as one of the dark armored knights, and things went a little south, so to say. Throughout all of that, they spent 2 or 3 months on actually it was closer to like 3 weeks in game time, but outside it was 2 or 3 months on a boat, just having quite literally a boat arc all to themselves and having fun investigating, and well, not necessarily investigating, but trying to torment a little gnome who, to her credit, the gnome was not necessarily nice back to them, but close enough.
Didn't she throw a fireball at him first?
Firebolt.
Okay.
Firebolt. Little difference in the spell. And throughout all that time, they finally got to New Lordaeron City, where his name just went out my head. Gen Greymane had asked the party, Audric and Oriana, to take the weapons that they had found and to the center of New Lordaeron City and have them dedicated, reassessed, and let them know what had happened, basically. Among those weapons was the Ashbringer, fabled weapon of renown, and just all in all, undead killing everything power that they could find. It's in Warcraft lore, it's considered one of the strongest, if not the strongest weapon to have against undead. There's a reason why it's called the Ashbringer. It turns undead into ash. So, really,
it Thanos is people.
Yes, basically. Pretty much. Like, it hits undead and turns them to ash. Anyways, while they were there, here in the city, they stumbled upon a gnomish paladin who is our third member, Kitesh, and things have been going kind of okay-ish. He tried to impress them, but at the same time, there's a little bit of tension in the party. But either way, with that, we are at least semi-caught up to where we are today. And tonight,
I would like to lodge a formal complaint that if Katesh has 17 charisma, that he should not be as mean as he is.
That's all.
I maintain that I call your bluffs and call you out when you're stupid. And I got you to be famous, so my charisma worked as a bartender.
How can you keep your bluffs if your wisdom is -3 because you only have 4 in your wisdom?
Because my intelligence is awesome.
Awesome? I don't think...
I mean, Oriana's just kind of over here like, Like, yeah, he's tiny.
Stop looking at my character sheet,
annoying,
man.
but
Hey, I'm just testing out the overlay to see if
gosh.
it works properly.
I think I made my character private for a reason, Barry. My character was private so only you could
This
see
is
it.
for the
a
audience.
reason.
They're so crazy.
This is for the audience.
Stop looking at players. You're not supposed to see anything. Stop looking at my stuff. It's secret for a reason.
Kyra,
All I
Stop.
can see is
Stop
the
looking.
stats. And
Kyra,
your
I will say, take it easy on looking
Like
at
it
other
doesn't actually
characters.
look. All I see is the stats and their primary
Are you,
attack.
you can't see any of my other stuff?
No.
It should be quite
Okay.
limited, but
Never mind.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Oriana's and Audric's, I can click view character sheet, but on Katesh's, I can't click that. All I can see is his
Because
stats.
I made my character sheet private so nobody can see it. Because I knew somebody would go snooping instead of
I'm just
asking
testing
me questions in
the
character.
overlay.
Anyway, can we do the intro now? Mr. Snooper?
anyways, with that we are caught up, and welcome to Warcraft Fangs of the Moon, episode 14, Meetings and Greetings. With the holy city of New Lordaeron before them, Audric and Oriana were tasked to carry a pair of weapons to the center of the city. In completing that task, and why is there not a T there, and meeting a potential new ally, the group is taking it easy before the big meeting that is planned to take place, and discuss what the Scourge means and why there are dark armor-clad warriors mixed in with the horde of undead.
that is in fact the $1,000,000 question.
Yes, it is. And where did I put that? There it is. Transition on over, and everybody breaks and falls off. I swear I didn't add too many things here.
The crap.
Loading 93 out of 188. Oh, I didn't add too many things.
130. What's wrong? Oh, it's because I have some of the stuff that's saved. I use some of the same things as Barry has, so I only have to load 100.
And that ad can go away because it's not supposed to be there. I don't want you on that one right now. So there we go. All right. It's
I love
been
the sun. It's great.
y'all have had time to kind of settle in, make sure your rooms are set up and everything. And the morning of the Wednesday before the meeting happens, Audric, your turn. Before you awake, you're caught in a dream. The forest rushes by you. The smell of the pines glides into your nostrils. The wind pulls your hair back gently as you continue to run, enjoying the forest before you. A clearing parts the trees right in front of you. As you turn to see this, you see a peaceful field within a warped tree in the midst. The tree appears to be a larger tree and has been pulled in the center to form a doorway. A shimmer appears between the sides that have been pulled apart, a side like a curtain. The image that shimmers before you looks out from a cave. The field you see past the entrance of the cave is a green field with wild flowers dotting the vision. As you reach through the shimmer, it welcomes you peacefully, and as you step through, the cave expands before you. And inside of it, there are large oval eggs covered in green moss. Dozens in this cave. And to the side of the mouth of the cave, there is a night elven form sitting peacefully, almost patiently. My job is to protect these young ones. And I have been training you to do the same, if you wish, pup. Ysera is a good friend to me, and her flight has need of us. I'm here to offer you a position as being one of the protectors, if you so desire. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'll still teach you either way. But the Dreamer has told me to offer you that invitation and to join us. The position is yours, and if you wish, there's still much to learn, but if you want to, I can make the arrangements to have you join us. But think about it. I'll see you later, pup. As your eyes blink once more and you come back to the vision of the inn, the window gently opening as a small butterfly lands upon your nose. Alright. The day is before you guys. What do you plan to do?
I sit up and I say to myself, I'm like, teacher is a night elf?
It's the first time you've ever seen him. But he had his...
most druids are.
He had his cloak pulled back, his armor showcasing more of the night elven style clothing that he wears. And he also had his hood back, green, shortcut green hair, eye patch over one eye.
Are we staying in the same inn as Katesh?
No, you're not.
Oh,
Nope.
What inn is Katesh staying in? Do I know that?
Wait, so he just came into our inn just to bother us? Staying in this inn?
yes.
Each
Remember,
inn-
I followed.
I know, I know.
And then you guys were up there, and also for the record, he wasn't trying to impress you guys. He was trying to figure out what you guys' deal was.
I didn't say he was trying to impress us. I said he was trying to annoy us.
No, but Derek said in the recap. In the recap, he said I was trying to impress the group. I mean, a little bit, but more trying to figure out what your deal was.
According to my notes, you're trying to steal our weapon.
Okay.
I think that's a matter of perspective. Your notes look different from mine.
But yeah, Audric, you guys are staying in the Moonlit View, located in the park. He's in a different one. If he wishes to disclose the name of the inn, he can. But the inns in
Nope,
the
because they haven't seen me since we talked last.
okay.
Because I'm like, I'll see you at the meeting. Bye.
Okay. But yeah, the all the inns favor different entertainments, different events, depending on the day of the week. Most of the time, the Moonlit View is most known for like it's spiced wines and elven style drinks and culinary delights. There's also a couple other inns that are located throughout the city. I believe one of them is called The Last Drop. And then there's a couple others, most of which are booked full.
I have the Moonlight Inn, which is where we are.
Yep.
We passed by the Last Drop Tavern. Oh, we passed by it, so I know about it.
Yeah.
How
All
far
I know
away
is that the magic store we went to is called the Raven's Gaze. That's all I know.
How far away is the Last Drop Tavern from the Moonlight Inn?
From the Moonlight Inn, it's a decent walk. 30, 40
Could I
minutes.
walk 30 minutes?
30, 40 minutes.
Could I have gotten up earlier in the morning to go to this Last Drop Tavern while Audric was still sleeping?
You could have, yeah.
Okay.
Why are you trying to sneak to a tavern without me?
I'm not sneaking. I'm not sneaking.
Sounds
I'm
very
exploring.
What?
Okay, go. So I go to this tavern.
Okay. As you make your way over there, it's a you go through the docks area to the dwarven, kind of like on the edge of the dwarven district, which connects to the harbor section and also the main thoroughfare, main residential area. Doesn't take long. You get there. This early in the morning, there's probably... Actually, there is. There's 2 dwarves. Totally, utterly wasted. And looks like they've been helping themselves to whatever they have found that they could find without the barkeep's permission. And matter of fact, when you come in the door, the barkeep walks out and goes, "What in tarnation is going on here?" and starts yelling and fussing and fuming at the 2 who have gotten into it. Sounds like probably the 30th time they've gone through 99 bottles of beer. If they ever finished it completely.
I avoid that. I avoid that, and I just go sit at the bar, and I just kind of wait for the barkeep to show up.
Okay, it takes a few moments. Barkeep starts had started tallying up and trying to figure out how much alcohol these 2 dwarves had taken, because they had decided to stay in and sneak in to the inn late at night. Katesh, if you want to stay in the inn, you were probably woken up several times, didn't get much sleep because these 2 were probably really, really rowdy.
I have a really hard time hearing anybody. Everything's breaking up. I think it's the tablet that's causing me significant problems over here.
Okay. Let me reduce quality. It should be... The quality on that should be like 144. It shouldn't be any higher. No! Not all the way down, please. No, go up. 144. Thank you.
I didn't change it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to change it on my end.
Okay.
I think that maybe... That seemed to... Maybe it's better? Maybe? We'll find out.
Okay. But yeah, due to their drunkenness ways and singing, anytime after 2 would have seemed weird and would have woken you up.
It is not better.
Okay.
I'm getting like half sentences and like nonsense. It's really hard to understand anything anybody is saying. Bye.
What does Discord say your connection is? Is your Discord having
My connection
problems?
is good. No, it's my CPU. It can't have. No, Discord's not having problems. It's my computer.
Maybe you should use your phone for some of the things, like D&D Beyond.
Well, really, it's loading, it's streaming a bunch of stuff. Like D&D Beyond is not. It's loaded already. It's not using anything extra anymore. It's just loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so what's different about this from when we played Star Wars?
Because I don't use a tablet. I play it off my computer. So the tablet doesn't have to load internet. And of course, now this conversation has been fine as soon as we stop talking about game-related things. Something about tavern, dwarves being rowdy, something.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Anything after 2 a.m. would have woken you up, but that's about it. Also, Oriana has visited the inn and is waiting for the barkeep
I just
right
try and
now.
go back to sleep.
Okay. After a little bit, 20 minutes almost, the barkeep comes back. Oy, 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 I can't believe those 2 are gonna be out. Hey lass, what can I do for you?
Well, this he's gonna get super tipped because apparently I only have gold pieces on my person. It's not a great thing. Anyway, I flick a gold coin onto the counter, ping, and I just say, I'm hoping that will get me a good drink and maybe a little information.
Oh, the drink for sure. Depends on the information.
Oh, it's not nothing that big of a deal. I'm looking for a friend of mine. His name is Katesh. He's a gnome. I'm not sure where he's staying, and I was hoping maybe it was this tavern.
Oh, okay. In that case, Kylar, did you leave any specific instructions?
No.
Okay.
No specific instructions.
Okay. That's
And
gonna-
the bartender definitely knows who I am.
Okay. In that case, give me a persuasion roll. Not terribly high difficulty, so don't worry.
Nat 1, persuasion.
If you
I
roll-
tipped him a gold, and I bat my eyes at him like that should pretty much be it.
That's why the DC is really low. Okay, you don't even.
Then you
have
roll
to add
Nat
your
1,
bonus.
put your face in the drink, and he's just like, oh, I feel bad for you. Never mind, just get out of my bar.
Okay. Oh, for sure. I've got Katesh staying here. What can I do? What do you want with him? He's
Oh, just like I said, he's as a friend of mine, and we were supposed to meet up, and I just thought I'd come find him. Actually, gold's a little bit much, don't you think? Do you think I could maybe get 2 drinks for that? One for myself and for him? Nothing too fancy, of course.
well, gold piece will take care of the drinks for you for sure, and also not too bad on the information. Anything else I can get you? Another gold piece to get you
You can
breakfast.
get me some change for this gold piece.
Another gold piece will get you breakfast for 2.
Oh, well then that would be great too. And I don't know which room he is. I don't know if you could send someone or to just let him know that I'm here.
Oh, I'll let him know.
That would be great. Thank you.
And he takes up a couple of the breakfast mugs that he's got, and cleans them out and heads to the back. Not quite the kitchen door, but one that's close to it. And he'll come in and knock on your door, Katesh. What?
What is it?
I would have mentioned that my name is Oriana.
You would have mentioned it, but that you'd forgot.
You did.
I mentioned it as he was leaving.
Odd. I hate to be disturbing you, but there's a night elf lady out here who's already purchased you breakfast and your drink for this morning. If you want to go meet with her, I believe she said her name was Oriana, but you know how those night elven lasses are.
Yeah, thank you. No, like I was sleeping with the rack that was happening down there anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, sir.
It's not
Billy-
your fault.
Billy and John decided to
Drunken
get in.
idiot's fault.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be owing me quite a bit of work after this. They spent about 200 gold worth of alcohol last night, just between the two of them.
I think you maybe should cut them off at a certain point, so
They were supposed to leave last night at
Just
about
maybe
3.
keep it in mind next time.
They were supposed to leave. I usually kick them out.
And on the other hand, it's 200 gold worth of stuff, so I guess trade-off seems fair.
They'll either be trading and working it off, or else I'm sending them to the city guard, and I'll get the money back either way.
Yeah, maybe they have the money. Who knows? Maybe they buried it in the ground somewhere. The dwarves, mining it, got like a giant chunk of gold for you.
Oh, that would be perfect for that. But knowing those two louts, I doubt it.
Worth a shot.
I'd probably be best getting off probably about 150 gold worth of labor from them first. Especially since I need somebody to go out and clean the outhouses. So. Take care of a few things here and there. But,
yeah.
anyways.
Good luck getting them to do anything.
Oh, I know. But, anyways. The lass is here, and I should be able to have breakfast ready in about 30 minutes, give or take. I've got to get everything heated up first.
Alright, thank you.
No problem. Alright, you have a good day, lad. And he'll leave and go to the kitchen, and you can hear fires starting to warm up, cast iron skillets being placed, pots and whatnot rattling around. A couple of good thunks on a barrel, and that should be about all you hear. What are you going to do?
Well, I'll make sure I'm in my full armor first, because I'm awesome. I wear my full armor all the time, so people know that I'm a paladin, because my armor is awesome. So, yeah, full armor, going downstairs, because I'm awesome. In my full armor.
Okay. You come downstairs, you see two dwarves scrubbing the floor with a toothbrush, quite literally, or a small brush that would be about like yay big. And Oriana, you've been watching them go at it. They've gotten about 2.5 feet before one of them started drifting off into sleep and leaning against the wall to go to sleep, sawing logs and everything else. Down comes the gnomish paladin that you've seen a couple times before now.
Oriana, she's already kind of started on breakfast a little bit, but as she sees him come up, she nudges the plate towards him a little, and she's got her like a notebook out with a pen, and she's been scribbling something as she's been eating, but she looks up at you and smiles. Ah, Katesh, it's good to see you again. I took the liberty of purchasing you some breakfast. I hope you don't mind. Actually, it's more like I only had gold pieces, and so I kind of bought more than I expected.
GM question: Does cure wounds cure hangovers?
Cure wounds? Does it say anything about? Let me see. It shouldn't, because I don't think it cures poison effects, which is what.
Doesn't say. It just heals. Okay, it just says it heals HP.
Yeah, just hit points. I'm way over in P. Then I overshot it. Cure wounds. It would probably make it duller, so it might help, might not.
It doesn't get rid of it entirely. I'm not going to waste spell slots on that in case you have shenanigans planned for later today.
I always have shenanigans planned.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna.
Like when our ship got boarded by zombies in the middle of the ocean after I'd wasted all my spell slots trying to destroy an evil book and throw it out of the
Jushu, you're not part of this conversation. You're not even here.
I'm still sleeping.
Yeah,
Yep, he's in the middle of a dream. Really,
You are entirely at fault with that, because that book clearly wasn't evil.
It clearly is evil.
Well, I
know
appreciate it, but isn't it a bit early for anything?
Well, what time is it? What time is it? I don't. Oriana doesn't. Oriana legitimately doesn't know.
Early enough.
You look around. There's nobody else here. It might be a little early.
It'd be about 6:45-ish, almost 7.
Do people not normally get up this early? I'm up an hour earlier doing prayers usually.
So, what brings you over here?
I wanted to kind of start over. I don't think we really met on the best terms last night. You see, my friend is very protective and cautious, which are all great things, especially since it's just the two of us for a while.
You said last night. That was like a week and a half ago.
It was 3 days back.
Oh, it was 3 days back? Oh, but I thought it was a week and a half before the meeting, and then now the meeting is tomorrow.
Half a
So
week.
wouldn't it be like a week? Wouldn't it be at week?
Either way,
We got off on the
It's
wrong
been a
foot the
long
last
time
time we
since-
met. The last time we met wasn't so great, and I thought about it and slept on it for quite some time. And honestly, I wanted to sort of get to know you on a more even footing, one charismatic person to another sort of place. He's not. Okay, that's also part of it. He does not a charmer.
Well, I just don't appreciate being treated like I can't tell when you're obviously trying to hide things. You carry the Ashbury and you're all like, oh no, we're just like some two regular dudes. Like, really? I'm a
Well, I didn't have a
paladin,
problem-
not some like bookstore person who just reads trash novels.
Well, I could see that, of course, and I didn't really have a problem telling you, but he did, and he's my friend, so, I went with him. But it's been a week, so I'm sure he's forgotten.
So you're going behind his back and telling me stuff? Because I don't see him
No.
here. Does he,
Well, he doesn't get up this early. I do, but he doesn't.
Right, so he doesn't know you're here. So you are going behind his back. You sure that's a good idea?
No, I'm not going behind his back, because when we're done with this meeting, we're going to go talk to him, so it will not be behind his back.
But this meeting is still taking place behind his back.
Do you want to get to know, do you want to know things about us or not?
Say no.
Honestly, I was just see you at the meeting and see what happened at the meeting, see if we were going in the same direction or not. That doesn't really... We don't have the Ashbringer anymore, so...
Okay,
Not
look,
that
here's the deal.
interesting.
We're both strangers in town, right? I assume you're not from here?
Yeah, everybody around here knows me now, though. I've been in town
Okay.
a week and a half. Word gets around.
Yes, I figured. I've heard a few more things about you. At any rate, we don't know who to trust either. We're new. We're on new missions. More friends can't hurt, can it? And I didn't really want if we are heading in the same direction, I don't want us to be figuring out things in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I figured a friendly breakfast meeting would be a good way to get this started. And it doesn't mean I'm going to tell you everything, because I'm not going to go behind my back and tell you things that I know he'd be like, no, don't tell him, he's going to betray us. And then I'd be like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think it's... And he's going to be like, yes, it is. I won't tell you those things. But I do think that I can be a little more honest with you, not with him, not in the background doing his, like, super scary over-the-shoulder, be careful of the bad people thing.
Well, it'd be scary if he was, actually scary. He just seems like he's
He's
clueless
not.
half the time, so...
Well, he's not clueless. He's just kind of a teddy bear. But it's fine.
Yeah,
Less
same
sense
thing.
than one. So, what brings Katesh the Great Paladin to a place like this?
Yeah, traveling around. What do you happen to be in town for the summit meeting? Actually got asked here. I think I told you that. Lady Katrina Prester asked me to be in the meeting,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm here. So I got summoned. I mean, I'm just not. And the city is just the city. Usually I out in the towns, more in the outskirts, dealing with Scourge on my own. those sorts of things. And they called me in because they had heard that I had experience and they wanted my input. I guess, I don't know. I haven't actually talked to her, so I'll meet her right before the meeting, I guess.
You'll meet her
Oh,
later.
you've never spoken.
Not there.
You'll be meeting her later this day.
All right. Well, I think I'm supposed to meet her today.
She summoned you,
Before the
but you've
meeting.
never
Anyway,
spoken to her?
So,
She summoned you, but you've never spoken to her.
well, it gets around, I guess. I don't know. I've been out in the small towns. You know, the small towns don't have people to look after them. You got the guards, obviously, in the bigger places, but out in the outskirts where I grew up, there's nobody out there. It's kind of the
Where did you
Wild
grow
West.
up? Where did you grow up?
Hang on a second. Gotta double check. I don't know exactly where I grew up.
One moment while I check my notes on where I grew up.
Where I checked my notes from like 4 months ago.
Yep. Oriana would know who Lady Katrina Prestor is, or at least of her authority. She is
Right,
the second in command of Stormwind.
I vaguely recall.
Character notes, character backstory, auditings. Please open. It's just a Word document. Just please open.
Oh, there he is. I can open it up right now.
Oh, well, I moved from Nomergon before I was really born. So, Andral, we're well near where I'm from. So, up at the Flaglands, Scourge. Been around pretty much since I was younger. Oh, I had some experience, became a paladin, fight the darkness, blah blah blah. Now I'm here, and people think I'm famous, so I'm not really gonna tell them I'm not famous, so I make it count. Being famous has its perks. Gotta say.
Oh, yes, I've experienced that myself. The first time we rescued a village, they were all like, "Oh, my goodness, you saved our village!" And we were like, "Well, this is nice. Now we can actually have things." And they gave us things, which was also nice. We didn't have to buy them for stupid gnomes. No offense. The gnome, I'm not talking about gnomes in general. The gnome I saw was an idiot, and I'm very grateful to him. But not as race, obviously.
I don't get along with most gnomes. I'm not all the gnomes, they're all like, my mom was a tinker, but she kind of ditched and whatever. Anyway, that's beside the, we actually grew up on a farm, so I'm not even, I'm not.
That's got really sad. Got really sad very quickly.
I don't need her.
Good for you then. It's good attitude to have if you. My parents basically abandoned me. They told me that if I proved myself to them, I could come back as their daughter, as a great that they'd be proud of me. I'm not certain I'm going to do that yet. We'll see how things go.
Anybody looking for approval, not worth it. Just gotta do what you're gonna do. And then the people who like you for it will like you for it, and everybody else, they can go eat by zombies. No, I'm just kidding. You don't want to let them get eaten by zombies. Then, whatever.
Yeah, and
This is a joke.
preferably, right, jokes, things. I'm good at those sometimes, if I get them. Anyway, yes, but Audric and I, we've just been, well, I had to go on my own, he had to go on his own. We were like, look, we could do it together. So we've been friends for quite some time now. We've been traveling, and most of the time, I know you saw us and you're like, oh, you're these famous people. To be honest, we just became famous. We've been nobodies for quite some time, and then we saved one village, and then accidentally it got burned down because an old enemy of mine came and burned it down. And then we were famous, and it was, and things have been different for us since then. So what I'm saying,
but you didn't. So what you're saying is you didn't actually save the town. So you temporarily saved the town. Is that what I'm hearing? So
kind of, but don't
so
tell
we
them
kind
that.
of thwarted in that. Well, I mean,
See, they still see us as their
that
saviors
happens.
somehow.
I understand that stuff happens. You know, you can't stop everything. Like a meteor could just fall from the sky and blow up the town. What are you gonna do? And you can't do anything to stop that. So this personal enemy of yours, how do you have a personal enemy of yours that can burn down an entire village like that? That's a story right there.
She teamed up with the undead?
No, so she's working with the Scourge.
She decided that instead of being a priest and helping people to deal with her depression, she was just going to turn everyone into zombies.
Yeah.
She killed. Oh, and I'm pretty sure she killed Audric's sister, and I kind of feel guilty about that. I kind of think it's my fault a little bit. Oh wait, maybe that was one of the things I wasn't supposed to tell you. Whoopsie! I don't know if he's cool with that information being dispersed yet.
Oh, okay. So what does this person look like? So I can stab her if I see her.
Tall, night elfish, pale, super depressed all the time, black hair. Her name's Unmoved Bear Walker.
Every night elf I've ever met.
Well, I have blue hair.
And as far as I can tell, you're not depressed. Although, you could be hiding it.
Oh, I totally am. On the inside, I'm a little depressed. But on the outside...
Every night elf. I tell you, every night elf.
No, most of it.
Must be moody.
Yeah, I never quite understood that. See, the thing is with moody people, no one wants to talk to you. And I like talking to people. That's why I liked you when I saw you. It was like, he looks like he likes has fun and likes to talk to people, and then Audric was like, no! He's too friendly. Which I kind of was confused because that's who I am.
So you haven't told at the most important thing. How did you find the Ashbringer? Like, how did you have it? Because that seems like a pretty big deal, and Audrey were like, oh yeah, we're a couple of nobodies, but we found the super important relic that's super powerful, but no big deal.
Would you believe if I told you it was on accident? Because it totally was an accident. We literally bumped into the ship that, actually we didn't bump into it. It attacked us. The ship that had it attacked us. And we fought off the bad guys, and then we went looting, and I found a cool sword, but I didn't know what to do with. But then when I revealed that it was the Ashbringer, I was like, oh, it's the Ashbringer. And I was just like, what the heck's the Ashbringer? And I'm like, it's only the most important sword to blah, 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 to humanity. And she's like, okay. And so I was like, we should probably bring this back to where we're going. Probably shouldn't leave it behind. The Scourge would definitely be interested in it.
So the ship that was carrying the Ashbringer decided to attack another ship. Seems like interesting tactics to me. Not sure I would do it. Although I think I would just have the Ashbringer and, murder a bunch of undead with it. But that's,
I think
the undead obviously don't want to do that.
I think it was after Audric and I. To be honest, I'm not quite sure why it attacked us. But it is the ship that his sister was the captain of, and she disappeared, and it's too late. I've already told you too much.
So you're
no, pretty certain. Actually, pretty certain she's dead. We found a book that kind of said it. So.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's true.
Well, that's what I told Audric, but he seemed pretty certain that it is.
What? No, he didn't. He is not. He does not think that she's dead. That is not true.
You're not here. You're not here.
You're not here. You don't know what I'm doing.
You're lame.
Essentially what I'm saying is he's very sensitive about the topic. Don't bring it up. I'm sure you can understand. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, well, she kind of hates me, but that's another story.
Okay, well, but so you understand. Sensitive issues. I don't have siblings. I can imagine what it would be like if I had a sibling die. Audric has many siblings, so... But,
So you're saying it doesn't matter because he's got a bunch of them?
No, I said no.
That's what it sounded like you were saying.
That is what it sounded like.
What I meant by that is he has many. He's used to a big family. When one of them dies, it's a super big deal. I only have 2 parents, so I'm pretty much used to being on my own. I guess you could call Audric my brother. He's the first brother I've ever had.
So you happen to find the Ashbringer, then That's, I mean, convenient, but pretty cool at the same time. So you gave the Ashbringer to the. So what are you gonna do with that other? I forget what it's called. I remember. I didn't write it down, but I know that I knew what it was. I recall that I knew what it was, and it had been wielded by somebody.
Yeah, it's the Warhammer Path of Radiance, wielded by Paladin Stormwind or Stormward. Sorry, gotta keep that last.
Something of Radiance, like you gotta the Warhammer of what the Radiance.
Path of
Baroness Stormwind. Warhammer Path of Radiance.
All right, I'm just gonna call it the Warhammer.
Path
The name
of
is way too long.
Okay.
Path of Radiance.
So here's where we get down to where the real reason I met you here and now, so that we can convince Audric later. We don't know what to do with the Warhammer. He can't use it because he's a druid and he's sworn oaths never to touch an iron weapon. I'm pretty sure if he touches them, he turns to ash and melts.
So, like, what constitutes an iron weapon? Because there's a lot of stuff that's made out of iron that you could use as a weapon. So, like, you can use chains as a weapon. So is he just, like, if he gets bound by chains, does he melt?
No. If he uses it as a weapon, he can get tied up by chains all the time. But if he took the chain and then used it to whip somebody, then he melts.
He melts. So who melts him?
I'm pretty sure you're perceptive enough to know that I'm being facetious.
His wisdom is -3.
My intelligence is different.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, he can't use it. I don't know how to use Warhammers, and also, you see these arms? They're not Warhammer arms. But I look at you and I'm like, short but stout, and paladin. He being paladin, you could use it. But I obviously can't just give it to you because Audric would be like, what the heck you gave us to, and we don't know. That would be bad. So I'm trying to facilitate a way, maybe, since it seems like you're a little lonely, and we're lonely people, for you to join us, so you would be less lonely.
Doesn't it really depend on what the council, like the meeting, decides what to do? They could end up sending us in different directions.
Nah, if we tell them that we're friends and we want to go together, I'm sure they'll let us go.
That's not how this stuff usually works out.
It works out that way for me.
Have you ever been to a summoned meeting of like all of the super important people in the entire world to deal with?
Not the entire world, but the Night Elves. Night Elf Council.
Right, but all the Night Elves are just weird, so...
Hey! I didn't say that the gnomes were weird.
You did, because you said you didn't like most gnomes. And then you were like, wait, no, never mind, not all most gnomes, so like, to try to not offend me, but I didn't like most of the gnomes anyway, so...
I'm kidding, I'm weird. I'm kidding, Night Elves are weird. Anyway, yes, well, see, Audric has it in with the king. Look, I'm not worried about us being split apart. I'm pretty sure that once they see that the three of us would obviously be better together, we can get you to come. The key is not the council we have to convince. It's Audric, and Audric is very stubborn. So we have to find a way to convince him to be on board with this.
Well, you still haven't really convinced me, you know? Like, I know what I can do. I don't know what you guys can do. I'm a paladin. It's very self-explanatory. I murder the undead.
I thought you wanted the Warhammer.
Yeah, but I'm not going to team up with people that don't know what they're doing.
Well, you're not going to get the
Warhammer. You found the Ashbringer by accident, and
right, but you're missing
by
the
some
part.
nemesis that has the undead. So, like, you got to sell me. You don't got to sell Audrey. You got to sell me on the team up first. So, like, what do you guys do? Like, what can you do? I'm a paladin. Obviously, I have magic that fights the undead. I'm very useful against the undead. Like, that's my
honestly, my sales pitch was awesome Warhammer. All you have to do to get it is come with us.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. It's not a good sales pitch. You gotta work on your sales pitch techniques. You gotta sell it. You gotta be like, we're the best duo ever. We got the Ashbringer. Nobody else got the Ashbringer, and like clearly they had powerful people guarding the Ashbringer because it's the Ashbringer. So like we can take down the powerful people. I want to know how you took down the powerful people that were guarding the Ashbringer. That's really what I want to know. Like, what are your powers? What do you do? Like, I don't know what's Audric's deal. Like, I want to know
a direwolf.
things. Like, because that's all he's got. He just turns into a wolf.
Have you seen a direwolf?
Well, I'm not saying that wolves aren't impressive.
He could swallow you whole. He has magic. And he turns into a...
I'm very glad that you know what your partner can do.
And he
You're really
has...
selling me on this whole thing.
Honestly, if the direwolf thing really should sell you, he could swallow you whole with your armor, and it wouldn't even choke him. It's actually pretty impressive. I like it. Sometimes when it's cold at night, I have him turn into it, and then I sleep on him.
Rip out throats. Rip out throats.
I'm a place, a balloon. I can heal. I can talk to a balloon. I can do other things with magic. You and I got the religion thing going.
I can slice necromancers right in half with my giant crescent blade of a loon.
I can slice giant necromancers in half with my crescent blade of a loon. Just occurred to me. It's very cool. It floats above my head.
So what direction are you guys planning on going? So you brought this. Are you still with the boat? Are you not with the boat? Like, what am I signing up for? Because I'm just traveling around where the people need me. So do you need me? What are you doing after this meeting?
We're doing whatever the king tells us to. Honestly, I just follow Audric. I'm trying to find my own destiny. I've figured the easiest way to do that is to follow Audric. Audric's got official duties he's got to do to the king of Lordaeron. Usually it leads us on some pretty epic quests. We've done some pretty interesting... Oh! I forgot the biggest thing I can tell you! We have a treasure map, but we don't know what it goes to. I'm looking for it.
We do?
We do. You just always forget. It's one of my things for my backstory. I have a treasure map.
You have a treasure, but you don't know where it leads. That's not really a map, is it? Is it really a map? If you don't know what it is.
You have to follow the map in order to figure out where it leads. Duh.
Well, no, you should be able to tell where it leads by looking at the map. That's the point of the map. Like, obviously not like specifics.
I pull up the map and show it to him.
People here.
I pull up the map and show it to him. Well, look, now you can see for yourself. Now you can see where it leads.
Okay.
Where does it lead?
Let me see here.
Yeah, you always forget. I've mentioned it to you a couple of times as part of my backstory perks. I have a treasure map.
Yeah.
What does the map look like, GM? I want to know the things.
It would quite literally be okay. Unfortunately, well, as she lays the map out before you, it covers over a couple of hilly terrains, and it points out a small settlement. You think is what it is. To get any more, you'd have to roll survival to figure out where this is.
Survival.
Yes.
What's happening?
The map just...
that uses my wisdom score. There's no way I'm going to roll a good... I could roll on that 20 and then roll well. Let's find out.
It does definitely lead somewhere. You know that.
I know that. Oh, yeah, I rolled a -1.
The main problem I have with the map is that it is written in a language of the old gods. So it's a little difficult to puzzle out.
Yeah. The best you can make out is there's some hills, some trees. There's a river here, but you can't really make it out yet. And the language that's written on it that names the city is written in old god language. I forgot what it was called. There's actually a name for it in Warcraft, but I can't remember what it is right now.
Schmancy language that nobody can read. That's what I'm going to call it.
There are
so
some
got
who can.
a map. So you know it leads to a treasure, or you're just like, oh, I think it leads to a treasure because it's a map.
I know because the priestess of Lordaeron who gave it to me as a reward for one of the things Audric and I did on our adventures, because we get rewards now. Anyway, what she said was that that there was a breakthrough in the translation that indicated that there was an old, powerful artifact of power. I have no idea what it means. But all we have to do is find someone who can translate the language of the old gods, and then we can follow this out. It's been our side project to all of the things that Audric needs to get done.
Do you not think that drawing a blank on the guy's name, the guy they gave the Ashbringer to, who's super famous and like super awesome?
Oh, Valen.
Who? What?
The priest. That would be Velen. Yeah.
So like, when you talked to Valen, you gave Valen the. Did you not ask him while you were there? Like, does he not know? I feel like he's somebody who'd know.
See, you're helping already. I did not think about that.
So we could go see if he's still there. I don't know. Well, I'm sure somebody at the meeting can speak. There's no way with the collection of people that are going to be there that somebody won't be able to read.
We can go talk to Valen together now. We can go talk to Valen together now, but only if you're on board.
My advice is free of my advice is no strict, like, take me, don't take me. I mean, I've got to go to meet Lady Prester anyway, so divide and conquer. I don't think you guys have anything else you're doing today, or the last week that we were here.
No, but I haven't gotten a definite answer from you. Also, I was kind of hoping you would come with me when we go and talk to Audric, because he might be a teensy bit mad about me talking to you without it. I mean, Audric doesn't really get mad at me, to be honest. He usually just sort of goes, "What? Why'd you do that?" And then we get over it. But, still.
What time is my meeting?
It's in the afternoon. So you have at least all morning plus lunch.
Cool. Time for Audric to be upset.
Pretty much.
Well, sure, why not?
I put my hand out to shake Katesh's.
Obviously, if they decide to send us different places, this isn't going to work. But, I'm famous, you're famous, Audric, yes, turns into a wolf. How could you not market that as like a word awesome and he turns into a giant wolf? Like that seems like pretty great.
I've been telling him that we should put it on t-shirts for years, but he never listens. He always says, no, that's too flashy. Also, I don't like people knowing that I can do cool things. Well, I like that he can do cool things.
So is he actually is he a human? He turned into a dire wolf, that's kind of...
He's
Well, you met me. Obviously, I'm a human.
He's human. He's a druid.
I'm a Gilnean.
He's a druid.
The Gilneans as being humans.
Yeah. But the Gilneans look like werewolves.
No, they look human. That's a secret. Nobody knows about that.
It's a national secret about the werewolf thingy. So,
which is why
why
Oriana has said nothing. Because she does know that secret's no.
Okay. Well, I say we just go find this person that's hunting you down and hunt her down instead. Well, I think the obvious thing is find this awesome thing with power, find out if it's something that can blast her face off, and then blast her face off with it.
I like the way you think.
Plan.
I think it's an excellent plan.
Just
You
take
and
a
I are going to
plasma
work.
to the Zorks.
Exactly. You and I are going to work well together. I just want Audric to see he can also work well with you.
I feel like a giant wolf works well with anything. Really.
It kind of does, yes. Unless it's a giant cat. Then the two don't get along quite as well.
At about
Or
that,
actually, even if it's a tiny cat.
at about that point,
Or any kind of cat.
it's at about that point that a night elf hunter, a ranger, comes stepping in, and a very large night saber follows him.
A lightsaber.
Night saber, not quite the same as a lightsaber.
You knew what he said.
Maybe. I don't know what a lightsaber is, though. Is it like a black-bladed
It's the
lightsaber?
cat.
Oh, it's that thing. Okay. That was going to be my second guess.
It's a large panther-like cat.
You have a sword?
Oh my word!
You can turn into a lightsaber if you play a druid! Hey, wow! I thought you played a druid!
I don't know what it's called. It's just called cat form. It's not called lightsaber form.
Yeah, it was. At a point it was. Yeah, that's the cat you turned into. He's a druid who doesn't know what he's called. Am I a tiger or a cat? I don't know. I just call myself a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you roll.
Okay, I want to hear Oriana sell this.
Okay.
All right. So let's head out. Katash? Is that what I call you? Is that? Do you have any special names?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want to call me Dragonfell, but that's like my fancy, like, ooh, I'm Dragonfell name, so.
Yeah, I mean, fancy names are for non-friends, and we're friends now, so I'll call you Katesh, you can call me Oriana, or Ori. Ori is fine too. Let's go! And I close up my book, put it away, salute at the dwarf, and barkeep. Thank you so much again. I will be sure to tell all my friends about this place. It was clearly the best atmosphere, even despite the dwarves cleaning. Great show. I'll see you around.
All right, lass. You have a good day as well, and we'll see you later, Mr. Dragonfell. Will you still be having the same thing for supper tonight, or are you looking to change your mind?
Honestly, I don't know where we'll be tonight, so we'll see.
He gets free dinner, so
Oh, you get a free dinner.
he's
I don't get
staying
that.
in my inn. Of course he does.
Yeah, well, probably same, yeah. Catch
Okay.
you later, barkeep.
All right. You have a good
Dwarves
day.
don't give you too much trouble.
Oh, they better not. If they do, well, let's just say I'll be adding on to their tab, and I'll be getting a little bit more labor out of them.
Bye!
We're taking
Bye,
the
lass.
hobbits twice, and God.
The hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits.
Twice, and God. Twice, and God.
Of course. Quite literally. Oriana is taking the hobbit to see the dwarf. Or not the dwarf, the druid. We're off to see the druid, the wonderful druid of...
I kind of like that our party goes. Our party is like tall, semi-tall, super duper short. It's like it's not a curve. It's just like a bump.
When you were like, oh, Audra could easily swallow you whole, I was like, could I? And then I was like, oh wait, he's a gnome. Yes, I probably could swallow.
I am a gnome. But my sword would kind of be stabby inside you.
Yep.
I would not recommend making me upset.
Yeah, it might be a little difficult. Paladins are a little special. Anyways, you guys take the 30 or so minutes it takes to travel across town. get over to the inn, Audric, at about this time. You've had enough time to wake up, wash yourself if you want, go down and get breakfast if you so desire. The innkeeper has been very chatty if you go downstairs.
Yeah. The only thing I wanted to ask the innkeeper was if he knew anything about where Malfurion is.
Oh, she perks up and says, "Oh yes, he's supposed to be stopping by later today. Would you?" He's actually scheduled to be stopping by the inn later. Would you like to? Would you like to meet him? I know.
Yes, I would.
I know. Tyrande is supposed to be at the Moonwell later today, but he's supposed to be coming by here for I want to say lunch or dinner. I forgot which. Either way, we're going to have him here sometime today.
Well, that's perfect.
All right. Anything else I can do for you?
How about some breakfast?
Oh, sure, no problem. And she'll dart off and put together a traditional night elven breakfast. Fruits, a loaf of special loaf of bread, night elven in make, but seems to be okay. Unless you don't like night elven food.
I feel like he spent a lot of time around night elves and night elf food. He rarely.
Yeah, there's a lot of berries involved in it. It's quite nummy. I mean, it's fruit. Fruit's always good, particularly for breakfast. And the bread is it's quite delicious. It matches the fruit very well, and seems to be quite filling. By the way, the breakfast y'all had over in the dwarf in the last drop, it's kind of like bacon and eggs.
I figured.
All right, you take the time to head on over to the inn, the Moonlit View, and it seems to be hardly anybody here at the moment, but there is Audric sitting at one of the tables, and I need to move people over. You're gone. So are you? And one of the dwarves got knocked over. Because why not? Yep, there we go.
Okay, so before I go in, I peek in at a window, and I see Audric eating breakfast. And so I go back and I look at Katesh and I'm like, okay. So I wanted to start things between the two of you. I didn't want to ambush him. And like I said, he turns into a direwolf. He behaves a little bit like a direwolf sometimes too. So when he senses dangers, he's like the back of his hairs go up, and he's on guard immediately. Do you mind waiting right here while I go talk to him, and then I'll signal for you to come in?
Zariana, make a stealth check for Oriana.
I mean, I don't care if he sees me outside.
Okay.
He won't see a small, tiny gnome.
Okay, just double checking to see if you wanted to kind of hide or not. It's up to you.
I'm not being loud. I'm just.
Okay, Audric, you see her peek her head in the window.
I see her, and then I guess I am confused when she doesn't immediately come in the door. But like I see her in the window, then okay, she's gonna be walking in the door any second now, and then she's like, why is she not walking in the door?
Just hold up. Just wait 1 second. Just 1 second, and then I go back, and then I go in immediately. I open the door, and I'm like, just open it. Audric! It's my favorite Gilnean!
Good morning. What were you doing outside the inn?
Oh, you know, taking in the fresh air, looking at the moon pool. It's very pretty, by the way. Talking to friends. Speaking of friends, you know what we lack? More
What?
friends. More friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about it, and it's been a week since it happened. And I think we should give that paladin gnome guy a chance.
When picking friends, generally we try to pick people that are not very condescending towards us.
I don't think he was really that condescending. I think he just was upset we weren't upfront with him. And frankly, I can understand that. Not being upfront with people is annoying.
I agree, it is. The innkeeper is still there. She's.
That's why you eat. Oh, is that why you eavesdrop on people? I think not. And I grab Audric by the shoulder and pull him over to the corner because I don't want her to listen anymore to our conversation.
Well, you kind of just burst into my inn and started yelling at him, so.
I'm talking about the last conversation you eavesdropped on. This is not your concern. Audric! And I take him to a corner.
Very well. She goes back to cleaning the bar there.
So, and I'm like kind of half whispering as I glance back by the barkeep and I look at Audric. Don't be mad with me, but I kind of made friends with Katesh, and I think he would be an asset to us, and I would really like him to go with us. Please don't be mad.
How much information did you tell him?
Just the bare minimums. I told him we accidentally found weapons, that we saved the town and then we burned the town because my auto nemesis came back and tried to ruin things. I may have mentioned your sister slightly. That was an accident. I will admit that was an accident. But I told him nothing about your other. I told him nothing about my thing or your thing. Only that you turned into an animal from the Jor Druid. Which are all things anyone could have asked some of our companions or the people who saw us in town. So all things they could have found out on their own.
Mm-hmm. So why does he want to travel with us?
I think he really wants the Warhammer. Which is not a bad idea. I mean, it's a pretty great Warhammer. Also, I think he's maybe a little bored. He said he wants to see how the meeting goes and whether we're going to be... I just have this hunch that we're being brought together by some unknown force, and I think he would really be an asset. And I think once that we go to this council meeting, that might be revealed. So, but I figured instead of being forced together and being like, you know, hey, you need help, and there's this famous paladin, and you're going with him now, and then you being like, but we hardly know him, and also I don't like him. I think if we would just need, you know, in a more neutral, non-condescending, happy way, we could get to know each other, and then when that inevitably does happen, then we're always like, yeah, we like each other, we can get along with each other. Also, he's outside the tavern now, waiting for you to be okay with meeting him again. So I kind of need your answer soonish.
Well, I need to talk to him more first.
Duh, that's why I brought
let's
him.
bring him in here.
Alright.
Let's go back to our room and talk to him.
An even better plan. I'll meet you up there. I'll go get him.
Okay.
I go back to the door. I open it to make sure and see if Katesh is still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
I wave. He's cool with it. We're gonna go out to our room and talk. You coming?
Are we going to the room?
Room is
Murder me?
upstairs. No, see, the barkeep was nosy.
Why?
The barkeep is nosy. She eavesdropped on more conversations,
Austin,
and we don't
she's
really
the
like it.
greatest. He is so nice. She put a plaque with your names on the wall. Like, how is she supposed to tell people how great you are if she doesn't know anything about you?
She stood over our shoulders and listened to our conversation. I call that eavesdropping and rude.
Were you standing at the bar?
No, we were at a table.
And she was bringing food over.
But she lingered. She didn't have to linger. Rude.
Also, Katesh doesn't know that, so he's just gonna listen to when Oriana said that she wasn't there. She just was eavesdropping. That's the story.
She's
I don't have a problem with people eavesdropping. That's how your name gets out there. Anyway, sure.
If you're worried about him murdering you, I promise from the bottom of my heart, if he murders you, I'll murder him.
I think I can handle him.
Alright, let's go.
I want to see that.
So I go in, I'll wave to Hey Constance, how's it going?
Oh, Dragonfell, it's going good. How are you doing today?
Doing well. You know, day before the big meeting.
Yes. Everybody's all so excited to hear what has going on in the nations. Anyways.
Excited is the right word. More like apprehensive. I think about apprehensive.
Well,
Seems like a better word.
it depends on your point of view. There's not been very much news that's come across us lately, so any news would be really good. What?
I guess that's one way to look at it.
Well, that, and it would be good to know what's going on with the Scourge. I mean, the last we heard, they were being taken care of and were being held off by the Paladins of the Silver Hand. But what's happened since then?
Yeah, Silverhand, whatever. Maybe that's problems. Anyway, catch you guys later.
All right, you have
Make
a good
sure
day.
I'll come back and fill you in after the meeting's over.
Oh, cool.
Gotta
That'd
go.
be very great. I shall prepare my notepad.
Oriana just looks down and glares.
If you're not friendly to the people that make the news, you're not going to be portrayed very well. They like you, then everyone else will like you. You go into a
Well,
town,
we
you
should've-
find the barkeep, you make friends with the barkeep. Rule number 1, friend with the barkeep.
At least you have a backup career as the town crier. And I go upstairs.
Okay. I'm assuming Katesh follows.
Meanwhile, Audric is twiddling his thumbs. What is taking them so long to walk inside and come up to the room?
I mean, he's friends with Oriana. He should be used to this by now. Like a lot.
The people.
5 minutes is a long time for Oriana.
That's true.
And I go up to Audric's room. I did the secret knock. It's me.
I open the door.
Doesn't that kind of just let everybody in the vicinity know that it's a secret knock?
I don't actually have a secret knock. I just said that because it was fun, and I walked in.
So, how are you doing on this fine morning?
Yeah. Fine. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty well.
Cool. Well, right off the bat, Oriana showed up this morning. I was like, is this going behind Audric's back? She's like, nah, it'll be fine. So, just on the record, I didn't start this, okay? And I was just giant whatever.
It's not giant. This isn't giant. You should see a giant mess that I make. You'd know the difference.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I need a GM screen. Just put it up.
Oh, you wish to travel with us?
Oriana's the one who suggested it. Really, well, I've been traveling mostly out Plague Lands, dealing with things on my own. Got summoned here by Lady Prester, but I don't really know where I'm going to be after this. And she's like, hey, you look like you know what you're doing, so you could come with you guys. sounds like you guys could use some help. Got some murderous nemesis person who burns down villages, working with the undead. I'm pretty good at killing the undead. I'm paladin. Don't really have anything else. I just look for places where people need me.
Your specialty?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all that the paladins do right now. I mean, there's undead. There's other stuff, but there's really just it's undead. So that's pretty much everything that. Yeah, I'm good at killing undead.
Wait, out of character.
Key.
Are the Scourge? What are the? I thought the Scourge aren't undead, are they? I thought the Scourge were demon things.
The
The
Scourge.
Legion is demons.
Yeah.
The Legion is demons, the Scourge is undead.
Correct.
Okay,
Audric
I
is
guess I was
undead.
gonna... Wait, the Scourge comes from the Legion infestation
Yes.
somehow.
One
But they're
particular person,
different.
Yeah.
But they're different.
The Scourge turned a bunch of people into zombies.
Yeah, I got lost in the rabbit holes of trying to figure out what was going on Wiki, and then somehow I ended upon the conclusion in my brain that somehow the Legion was responsible for the Scourge. Is that true?
Yes.
But
In
the
a very
Scourge
roundabout
isn't
way.
demonic
It's-
zombies. They're
it's-
just regular zombies. I thought they were like demonic zombies. So.
No, they're not demonic zombies. The whole thing about the plague and whatnot was started by one of the by a demon. So that's how it gets connected to the Burning Legion. That demon was.
And there was infected corn and stuff too that turned people into zombies. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magic, evil crops, or was it wheat? I don't remember. There's evil crops that turn
grains.
people into zombies.
It was grains.
Yeah.
Crops.
That's where I'm from. With the place with the evil grains.
Pretty much.
I hail from land of evil grains.
Yeah.
Where the grains try and kill you.
It's a-
Well, it looks like our current path is going to take us towards a lot of undead. So if you know how to deal with them, that would be useful.
Yeah, I mean, you just hit them with some radiance. Boom. They crumble to dust.
I have one ability that's radiant. It hasn't been super effective thus far.
So if you got any radiant any weapons, well, really, if we're going place undead, everyone's gonna. Well, my weapon itself isn't, but I can use my magic with my weapon.
Well, are you
It's
interested
close to
in
the
using
undead, like,
mace that we have?
It's Warhammer, number one. Number two, I mean, if you want to give it to me to use, if I'm going to be traveling with you, then obviously it's more useful against undead, probably, than my sword is. Seems like a shame to make it go to waste if you guys don't know how to use it, and you're not going to give it to somebody that does. But
I will add in parentheses, use of the Warhammer is on lease only. It's still under our jurisdiction. But as long as you travel with us, you can use it.
Do you know the story of this Warhammer and why we are in possession of it, and possible terrible fate awaits you if you take it and use it?
terrible fate.
You're not-
Terrible fate
you're
about the
not really-
Warhammer. No.
This is, we're trying to
Is there a
sell
terrible
this,
fate about the
Audrey.
Warhammer? I'm recalling somebody, the previous user, like fended off an entire undead horde that was going through
Yes.
town. Something like that.
Yes, he did. And it's great and
Well,
fantastic. And
Former user is now currently an undead, dark armored knight that helped destroy said town that we were trying to save. And the only reason that Prophet Velen gave us the Warhammer is because he said we are destined to deal with the previous owner of the weapon. So if you take control of this weapon, you're twisting your fate into ours, and that could be hazardous for your health.
the Scourge could also be hazardous to your health.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'm
Your lips
not
moving,
dealing
but I
with
didn't hear
knights
what you said.
anyway, so
What did you say?
I'm dealing with the undead all the time anyway. And also, the meeting's about dealing with these knights, so I'm probably gonna end up going after the knights anyway.
Well, in that case, welcome aboard. Give him a
see.
Warhammer.
I thought you had it. Oh wait, no, I know
a
where it
bag
is.
of holding
I
in
put
the
it-
box.
No, I know where it is, and I go back to my room, and I turn off the smell trap, like smell better, and then I drag the warhammer out from under the bed. You hear?
No, you already did
hear.
that.
No,
You
I
put
thought
it
I
in the
restored
bag
it
of
there.
holding.
Oh, did I? That's right. Right. Never mind. It's dead. Without leaving the room, I look at Katesh and I look at him, and I stand up and I like, watch this. I open my tiny bag, stick my hand in the bag, and ta-da! A warhammer comes out, and then immediately, as soon as I take it out, it falls onto the ground. Warhammer! Storage compartment. Now I can fit other things in here. I put the bag back on my health. Also, could you take this? It's very heavy. It's very, 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 very heavy.
I mean, it's touching the ground, so it's not really heavy for you anymore. It's like you're just balancing the handle at this point. Laughs, he grabs the handle.
Have fun.
So I have to get it like attuned or something so it'll shrink to be gnome sized.
You do have to attune to it. As you hold it, you realize it feels lighter in your hands than what you thought it would be. You expected it to be quite a bit heavier, especially with the display that Oriana gave to it. And as you spend time using it and such, it doesn't shrink to you because it's not World of Warcraft, and it's one of the few mechanics I hate about the game. It doesn't shrink to you, but for some reason it just feels lighter in your hand than what you thought it would be. You can feel the weight.
Cool.
It still feels hefty. Like if you hit something with it, it would hurt. But yeah, it should be on your character sheet now.
That's awesome.
Question,
He's a tiny gnome.
Is it light enough? Is it light enough for me to throw in the air and twirl and catch it?
It is not that small.
Darn, because that would be awesome. Twirl a giant.
This is a Warhammer. Sorry, man.
No, I want to twirl it. It would be awesome. You're like, look, it's so light, guys.
Oh, that's the wrong one. That's
Well, if I use enhance ability on you and use it on strength, I'm sure you'd be able to.
I don't see it in my inventory. Maybe I have to refresh the page?
you may have to refresh the page. Should be under your equipment. Also, as you're going over it, you do notice that there are the gold, the name as it's filled in with gold seems to be kind of waning, almost like it's turning gold to wood, like the name is not lighting up all the way.
So it's broken.
You get the feeling it's not broken, but that it needs to be charged up. Because right now it just says Radiance, not Path of Radiance.
So charged up like how?
Probably by killing
Sit with
undead.
it.
Ooh, charged up by killing undead. Ooh, that sounds fun.
You can make that basic assumption. If you wanted to know full details of it, you'd have to go to an actual weapon lore master. Velen would be a good choice. So would anybody from the store. Raven's Gaze would be good, especially Nathaniel. He would be really good at that.
Question. So I'm looking at the description. It says it grants a +2 to your attack roll and a +4 to damage, but the way the weapon is set up, it gives a +2 to damage. And not anything to the attack roll.
Okay, it's supposed to. That is the way it goes. Okay, so just go with the stats +2. I'm must
not
have
in
messed
the
up somewhere.
not the description.
Yeah, not quite the description. The bonus effect on it you still get.
Okay, so I don't get that awesome the +6 to my attack roll. I still only have my +4. That's sad. I want a +6 to my attack roll with the warhammer. Sorry, so you said the Lancelot, the scholar at the bookstore with no more details.
Yes. Nathaniel.
Cool. We should. Yes, Nathaniel. Yes. Well, we should take this thing to bookshop owner. You know, guy, Raven's Gaze. Hey, he might actually know maybe he knows the language of the gods. Two birds, one stone.
Language of the old gods? I don't think so. That's not something your average Joe magician is gonna know. But the Warhammer, maybe.
He's got a lot of books. Maybe he does. Maybe he knows somebody that can translate it for us, because, don't really want to bother failing with it.
Well, why not? If it leads to a powerful ancient thing and it was written in the language of the old gods, that seems like a Valen thing.
Yeah, but will they let us?
Oh, I forgot to mention Audric. Yes, I also told him about the treasure chest. The treasure map.
I gathered that.
Anyway.
My only main concern is whether or not Katesh knows the definition of the word discretion.
But I don't know the definition of that. You still travel with me.
You definitely know the meaning of the word discretion.
It's called no one ever helps you because nobody ever knows you need help.
False. That is incorrect.
That is correct.
No. The definition of the word discretion is that we have sensitive information that we do not bandy around to everybody in sight. And that when we purposefully deflect answers towards things we don't wish to know and discuss, polite company takes that as a sign that these matters should not be discussed in public places.
I'm sure he can figure it out along the way. We
Look, you don't have to
just
tell him that there's like some super magic treasure map. We could just ask him if he can speak the language, and then if he can show him the map, like, problem solved. Also, the guy's he's a bookstore owner. What are you worried about? He's like some super evil genius mastermind that's gonna steal the map and steal the treasure for him. Ooh.
I'm not worried about this storekeeper in particular. I meant.
Great. All right, let's go then.
General.
Walk out the door.
I start leaving to follow him, but then I look back at Audrey and I'm like, I think you guys are going to get along great. And then I follow.
How close is it to lunchtime?
About now. You're probably looking at about another 2 hours at least.
Okay, I'll go with them to the shop then.
Okay.
Since it's literally across from the tavern.
Quite literally, yeah. Yoink. Oh yeah, there's the front door. Boom. There you go. Alright, you'll take the few seconds, or a few minutes it takes to walk over there. It's not very far. Raven's Gaze seems to be relatively close and seems to be a really good hangout, at least for some people in the park. As you approach, there are a couple of night elves who leave, very scholarly looking night elves. Oriana, you probably recognize some of the markings on their clothing, and they are high elven, not night elven. They have the same skin tone, but part of the Chandra kind of thing, and they dabble with the arcane. They use it like you use a teacup kind of thing. So they at least trust this place fairly well, and it seems to be a rather peaceful place. As y'all walk in, a boisterous dwarf from the side chimes in. Oh, welcome to the Ravens. Yes, I'm glad to have you guys here. what can I do for you? Or if you need any magical assistance, I can get Nathaniel for you.
Well, no, we're just here to get some information that maybe perhaps you might have. My friend here has an excellent warhammer.
It's magical. It's magical. Come on, it's Baxter. He doesn't. We need Nathaniel. Sorry, Baxter. We need Nathaniel. Like, he recognized me, right? Because I've been in here a bunch reading books.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like, yeah. Sorry, Baxter. Yeah, we're gonna need Nathaniel for this one.
Alright, I'll let him know.
Well, I was going to give us an epic introduction, but whatever.
He already knows who I am. I've been in here like the past 2 weeks.
The dwarf walks off into one of the back rooms. As you look at him,
He's got a great collection of books.
this dwarf stands. He looks out of place in this bookstore. He has a mohawk, brown hair mohawk. The sides of his head is shaved bald, and he does have a beard, but it's short. And he carries at his side 2 axes. And he goes off and takes a few moments. Do y'all want to do anything while you're waiting?
I will go look through.
Bookshelves.
I was literally going to say the same thing.
Okay. The bookshelves, they're
Probably what happens. I would imagine if Audric and Oriana go to the same bookshelf and reach for the same book at the same time and be like, you can go ahead. You go ahead. I'll look at this bookshelf over here.
Okay. As you guys take a book off the shelf, you notice the book itself does not move, but a copy is made as you pull it out.
Ooh.
That's cool.
This store is one of my favorites. It's really cool. But yeah, there's that. And let's see here. That's an active ability, right? Yeah, it's an active ability. Okay. Alright. You guys peruse through. There's scrolls and books of every sort and every kind here. And why?
I look for something about Ysera.
About Ysera? That's easy. You find several, a shelf dedicated straight to Ysera and the Green Dragonflight.
I look for anything that is talking about the pre-Moonwell destruction and night elves and stuff, or the high elves in use of arcane and magic.
Okay.
Also, in particular, if anything mentions noble families, I'll see if anything has my family's name on it.
For noble families, make a investigation check. The other one, it takes a little bit, but you do find it. There is a book on the history of the Night Elves, and particularly of those of Chandrilar heritage, and those of High Elven heritage as well.
I got a 10.
Okay, 10.
Yeah.
You don't find a book about the family lineages, but you do find one on ancient Night Elf history.
I just peruse it.
Okay. In your perusings, it describes a number of things that happen, a couple of theories here or there from Night Elven scholars, some of which have studied the topic for several thousand years. The book on Ysera, are you looking for anything specific? Because you found basically a whole shelf full of books on the Green Dragonflight.
What exactly did the teacher say? Something about guardians or something?
Yep.
I guess I'll look in the index to see the uses of the word guardian or something. Guardian section.
The Guardian section looks to be about as big as the shelf itself. describes numbers of types of guardians, guardians of human kingdoms, of night elven kingdoms, of different kinds of kingdoms. It also talks about, or the index also mentions, guardians that were employed by the night elves, by the dragonflights, each one of the dragonflights having a guardian, or having a cast of guardians with them. And just basically it looks like you pull out what you think is a card. It ends up going like 5, 6, 10, 20 cards longer.
I look for the book that says Primer on Guardians for Dummies.
Guardians for Dummies.
The poor dummy series made for World of Warcraft. Are you kidding me?
It did actually.
It says Primer on Guardians for Noobs.
For that one, you make an investigation check. Yeah, let's put that. Okay.
Is it Primer and For Noobs kind of the same thing? Isn't it like a double title?
Yes, which is why it's here.
I feel
That's
like
my
they should be better at
probably
writing
0.
titles.
Oh, 1. Okay, I got a 10.
Okay. As you keep looking, you don't find a beginner's guide to it. You do run across a couple of things here or there that just a couple of books that do mention guardians of the dragonflights and maybe some of their roles.
So do I get a sense for what the term guardian means?
Perusing through that book, yeah, you get a sense of it. It's usually somebody that they've brought in to guard, protect, specifically the eggs or the children of the dragonflights. As you peruse, you kind of come to the realization that the guardians specifically get hired or get pulled in to protect the dragonflights, the queen of the dragonflights' primary eggs, or the major consorts if it's a male dragonflight. So we're talking like Ysera's children, basically.
Mm-hmm. So what do I know about Ysera as a druid?
As a druid, you would know quite a bit. You know she is the Dreamweaver. She is the one that safeguards the Emerald Dream, and the whole thing with that. The Emerald Dream being the best version of Azeroth, so to say, the most idyllic. And you would know that she's been fighting the nightmare and trying to keep it at bay. She's been asleep for a long time, though. Like she's been stuck in the dream. They haven't really seen her. Not recently. Alright, anything else? Ancient Kingdoms, The Dream, whatnot?
Not at the moment, I don't think.
Okay. Nathaniel and Baxter will walk in. Oh, hello! What brings you back again? I remember you from the other day. The charming lass who wanted the bag of holding, if I recall it correctly. Hope is working out for you quite well.
Oh, it's been great. It's so pretty, and it's held in many things. It's made traveling so much easier. Speaking of which, we have a few things that we want you to look at. The thing that I bought the bag of holding for is no longer needed because we found somebody to hold it, which is much more convenient. But also, we were hoping you would look at it.
Ah, Kitesh, it's good to see you again. What can I do for you, friend?
Yeah, well, we were, they had this Warhammer. They found it with the Ashbringer. And,
So that's what that
well,
hubbub
I
was
recognized
about.
Yeah, well, I recognize this thing, but not exactly sure what it can do or how it works exactly. The Radiance Warhammer, wielded by someone who I guess is a knight that's undead, but whatever. Anyway, just wanted to know if you could maybe tell me a little bit more how it works.
Not heard of one being wielded by an undead, but let me see.
Well, he wasn't when he wielded it. He was a paladin when he was wielding it.
Okay. That makes better sense. Okay, well, let me see. And I'm guessing you hand it over to him?
Yep. He smacks me in the head.
No. Yeah, he smacks you in the head with it. No, actually, it falls on your foot. No. As he takes hold of it, you can see he realizes how heavy it is, and he puts it down on a table and starts looking over the runes. And Audric, you notice a very familiar flash as he starts casting Identify. It's related to detect magic, so you notice the flash in his eyes, and he starts figuring out everything he can about this thing. If you don't mind, this might take a minute or so, so if you wish to look around, you can, but just be careful. And
As I see him do that, I walk over to to Oriana, and she's at a bookshelf. I'd be like, hey, maybe we should have him look at that book that we have.
That's not a bad idea. We could. Then maybe you'd finally see it's not evil or good. It's just like a neutral, normal book that is a little quirky. I'm not opposed to having people look at it. I just disagree with you that it's automatically evil.
Well, I guess here's our chance to find out.
So how quietly are you saying this?
Pretty quietly. We're whispering.
Okay, if you're trying to hide it, make a stealth check. If you are
It doesn't matter because my wisdom is so low. There's no way I'm gonna notice. I have a -3 to my perception.
if you are going to
Excellent.
actively try to perceive them, you need to roll perception.
I kind of noticed that they walked over.
I got a 10.
I think.
I'm being super
Nat 20.
discreet.
Come on, Nat 20. That's the only way I can notice them with a Nat 20. Okay, so I got a 14.
Okay, so you would hear Audric's side of the conversation, not Oriana's. She's strangely being
I rolled an
quiet
8.
this time. Yeah, she's strangely being quieter than usual, and you can't pick up her vocal tones, but you do pick up Audric's.
Well, he's the one who said evil book. Copy.
Yeah, you did pick up.
Yeah, I
Evil
just look
book.
over at him. I just look over at him, like, open my hands like book, and then I don't say anything.
I nudge Audric and kind of look him in Katesh's direction. Was this really the best time for this discussion?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Well, he's going to know when we bring it out anyway.
Okay.
I look back at
Maybe he'll
Katesh
agree
and
with me.
He'll probably agree with me. He seems more fun. I look back at Katesh and I just wink at him. And I go back to my reading when I was reading.
You see Oriana wink at you.
All right, so I'm gonna go look for stuff on super secret relics that are super powerful and no one knows where they are. I'm gonna try and find stuff in the shelves.
Super secret.
Sounds like you're
Okay.
just
Roll.
putting that in a Google search bar.
that is that's going to be an investigation, and I'm going to set the difficulty fairly high.
Well, obviously, yes. I'm passing the time as he was. Oh, I could roll on that 20. You don't know. No, okay, that's a 7.
No, you don't.
All right,
Finding super.
that's what I'm doing as
secret
he's doing. I'm just combing through like, does this book have anything like ancient relic-y in this thing? No, that one doesn't. What about this one? This one's gotta have it.
As you go through each one, I'm assuming you're going through fairly quickly. When you toss the book aside,
You can skim. Table of contents, skim. Well, I took it back on the shelf.
okay. You put
I
each
told
one
him I
back
wouldn't
on the
break
shelf.
it.
Okay.
I meant it.
Okay. Well, they're copies of the original book, so magic copies. So
Yeah, but still, they're books.
okay.
Katesh likes books, so he's nice to books.
Okay. You spend the next 10 minutes or so looking through. Nothing. Now, you find a recipe book for some dwarven ale, but that's it.
Super useful. That was the super
Oh, yeah.
secret thing that we were looking for at the end. The X marks the spot. It was the ale. Ale.
Oh, yeah. At about that time, Nathaniel looks up and says, Kitesh?
Yeah.
This is
Done?
This is
I
one
put
of
my book. I put my book down so I can go over and listen.
in the shelf, or
Yeah.
okay. Kitesh, this is one of the unique relics of the Church of the Holy Light. I hope you put this to good use, my friend.
Oh, that's the plan. So how does it work?
Well, for one, it's basically right now it's in the weakest form that it has. It has multiple stages, multiple forms it can go through. The one you have it at now will do additional damage anytime you strike somebody. Preferably, it looks like it will be radiant damage. So, quite useful in your tasks. As you power it up, it looks like you need to take it to certain locations. I would almost wager Light's Hope Chapel would definitely be one place to take it. Chapels, any place that is strong with the light should be able to charge it up and fill up the bar, so to say. If you'll notice here, the name engraved in the wood. The wood itself is magical, and it allows you to see how powerful you have it charged up. Right now, it's only, like I said, it's only at stage 1. I have a feeling it will be far stronger as you charge it up. Possibly in an additional.
Chapel here. So what do I exactly have to do to power it up? Like, do I just have to take it to the place? Like, what? How does that work?
For that, I would recommend probably saying a prayer to the light at each place. Nothing fancy. I don't see anything fancy about that. But it's definitely something a paladin would love to have. This particular mace looks like it has been through quite a bit, but it still retains that shine on the metal, which is good.
Yeah, well, hoping I can put it to good use. It feels light in my hands.
That's good. Definitely better than mine. And he... Here you go.
I'll take it from as fast as possible so he doesn't have to hold on to it for very long.
Okay.
I kind of sling it over my shoulder.
That is quite remarkable. It is definitely light in your hands. It's quite a bit. It's quite heavy in mine.
I think you can tell I'm a paladin.
Yep. You certainly are.
Nathaniel,
Yes.
how would you feel about answering 2 more questions?
Well, I can answer them. I don't know if I'll have the correct answers, but I can give you what answers I can.
Great. First question. Can you read the language of the old gods?
No, but I have some. I have some books that I can use to translate for it. In other words,
Oh, well.
I could translate. I could make it as literal as possible. It may not flow well in common, but it would definitely at least be a literal translation.
Okay, hold that thought. We'll have to discuss this later. Second question.
What?
I have a book that I think is fine. My friend thinks might be demonic. Would you look at it and see if it's good or bad?
Oh, okay. Do you hand it over to him?
I look around the shop. Is there anyone else here?
Baxter's here. From your point of view, you know that there's a night elf in another room, but that's it.
Yeah, someplace that's a little more private.
Well, yes, I have my workshop if you want to step back here.
That would be great. Audric, you coming?
Mm-hmm.
Kitesh, you can come too. This is the thing that he was trying to whisper about, but failed at it.
No way. Didn't see that coming. Totally surprised.
Okay. He
Oh,
leads
the
you
book.
back.
So do neither of you know how to do detect magic? Can you not use detect magic? Is that not a thing that you can do?
Oh, we can detect magic. That's it. We know it's magical.
Shouldn't you know what kind of type
Can't
of magic
use
it is?
identify.
But if it's magical, should it tell you what realm of magic it is? Like, you should be able to tell.
All our
what
questions
magic
will be
it is.
answered in a moment anyway. There's no yeah. And I go.
I'm trying to figure out if it's worth me trying to do it while he's doing it. And just,
We've already used detect magic on it. We already know the schools of magic it has. We don't know what its purpose is and why it has a psychoactive effect on the user.
It does not have a psychoactive effect.
Psychoactive effect?
It does not.
It tries
You
to
just
prevent itself from being thrown away or just gotten rid of.
What? Wouldn't you?
Hey.
If someone was throwing you, wouldn't you actively defend yourself from being thrown away? That seems like a very obvious thing you would do. Anyway, could you look at it?
In my statement, I wasn't saying whether that was evil or not evil. I was just saying that it has that ability.
He leads you into his workshop, and instead of taking it from you, he goes, based on what I just heard, could you place it there on that lectern? And he points to a small lectern that's got a place for a book on it.
I roll my eyes. I roll my eyes at Audric. I take the book, and I very dramatically place it down.
These results.
Oh, and look, it didn't explode.
Do you
But it
let go
did
of it?
speak in Cortana's voice.
Do you let go of it? Do you try to let
I
go?
do.
of
I
it?
put it.
Make a wisdom save.
I put down. Plus things. Plus
plus
two.
a negative 3?
16.
Like my wisdom score?
No,
Okay.
mine's plus 2.
You put the book down on the lectern, and
16.
as you pull your hands back, the book is still in your hands.
You know, I'm going to put it here, but I feel more comfortable just resting a hand on it.
Resting a hand on it. Okay.
I'm assuming everyone is taking note of this. Audric is just looking very smug, but also slightly concerned.
I want to try something. I'm just gonna knock it out of her hands gently with my hammer. So I'm not holding it, but I'm knocking it out of her hands. I want to see what's gonna happen.
You're gonna try to knock it
I
out of her hands.
I put it down. I put it down.
Yeah, so like
in
just
the
like.
Well, it's in the
It's-
lectern. It's in the lectern.
it's
I
on
just
the
rest in
lectern.
my hand.
Yeah, it's on the lectern, and you're gonna try to knock it out
Well, then then you said you stepped back. Yeah, well, but I'm gonna, or like, I'll try and like knock her hand.
Right.
Unexpectedly.
It was here, and then I put it down, and I just kind of like put my hand on it and put my other hand on my hip, like, yep, this is natural.
So,
This is
okay, so you're not holding it, you're just touching it. So you're not holding it, you're just touching it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just push you.
Well, I'm not
I wanna see what's
expecting
gonna
it,
happen.
so.
Yeah, she's not. I'll just think of just from the gnome, just shove.
A shove. Okay, that is actually an attack roll.
Yeah, unarmed attack. She's flat-footed and unsuspecting.
I believe it's called a shove attack.
Attention to me.
I believe it's actually called a shove attack.
I don't think I have that as one of my. What bonus do I get? Is it just my unarmed strike plus
Shove
4 bonus that I have?
Oop, I passed it. Shoving a creature. You make a strength athletics check contested by the strength athletics or dexterity acrobatic check. The target will choose it. So you two have to make contested rolls. Zeri, since you are surprised at this, make it a disadvantage. Either strength
I've got
athletics
15.
or strength or dexterity acrobatics. One of the two.
I'll go dexterity acrobatics. Well, I rolled a 1, so it matters not.
Okay.
I'm not trying to shove her to the ground. I'm just trying to shove her so she lets go of the book. I want to see what's going to happen. I'm very curious. This is interesting.
Okay.
See, look, Audric, Katesh is useful already.
As you go to push her, you knock her straight down to the ground. It's just instantly. And Oriana, you go right down, and it's like poof. The book is in your lap. Ori.
Oh, it fell with me.
Yep.
I just look at the ground, I look at my lap, and I look
Your
at
hand
Katesh.
was on top of the book. That's impossible. That is not possible. That's not what happened. Your hand was on top of the book. That should work.
What in the moon wells of all creation was that for?
Well, I wanted to see if it was just a will of, you not wanting to let go of the book, or like the book was actually like attached to you. Because there's no way you didn't see it coming. You should not have seen. You didn't see that coming. There's no way.
I am not attached
The
to the
book
book at all.
is doing
I was
something.
just pressing my hand on it because I wanted to. Why are you even
All right. Shush.
pushing me around?
So if your hand was just on top of the book, how do you still have the book in your hand?
When you knocked me, I must have hit the corner of the book with my hand. It flipped backwards and landed on my lap with me. Clearly, and I get back up, a little nervous now, and put the book back on the thing, and I rest my hand on it back again, just like looking at it. I'm trying to put on this face like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is totally useful. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, maybe there's something here. Maybe I should have just not drink.
I'll also offer the further information for anyone who's interested that I tried to summon a swarm of mites and other bugs to destroy this book, but they became hypnotized by it and no longer wish to destroy it after I ordered them to.
Well,
It's a magical
And it's
book.
impervious to all sorts of fire and other damage, which I could deal to it.
It is a magical item. Do you know anything else about it? What does it contain?
A weird riddle.
That you shouldn't read, otherwise you'll also fall underneath its spell.
A weird riddle.
You and it just fine.
What?
So, well, no. But you said the bugs fell under the spell. So the bugs fell under the spell. The bugs weren't reading the riddle. So I don't think it's the riddle that makes it you like it.
That's true.
Huh. What is?
But it does seem to grant the reader the ability the spells Misty Step and Hold Person.
See, that's not awful things, those are useful things.
Interesting. I've seen some bindings like this. What does the riddle say? The answer is usually in the riddle. Go ahead.
Someone scroll up to the riddle. I didn't write it down. Please tell me you wrote it down in your
I
notes.
wrote it down, yeah, but
Yes.
Audric doesn't really remember it exactly.
Well, you could read. I'll just
Do you
say
want to
we
open the book and read it to everybody?
Yeah. Yes, Placidosto.
Okay. It says, if it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. If you're a clever one and you know what it is to see, then you can make friends with a special one, a friend of you and me. His name is Mr. Babadook, and this is his book. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks. Baba, duck, duck, duck.
Kitesh, you have no clue what's going on. That riddle is makes no sense.
I don't know. I have an intelligence score. I have a non-wisdom
Riddle!
score, so I will try anything to solve the riddle. Like I'll just say
Okay.
that last little thing. I'll knock on something and say that the last line, the name, like I'm calling for somebody. Like, what's up, buddy? Trying to summon the thing that owns the book.
Okay. As you get to your right after your second knock, Nathaniel catches your hand and says, "Don't." The idiot has done it again. Present me with the book, please, Oriana.
I mean, it's in the dish. Why don't you could just come over to the dish and look at it? I don't have to present you anything.
I would rather you bring it to me.
That seems really stupid and pointless, but sure. And I pick up the book and just sort of walk towards him.
Ah, very well, thank you. Now, close your
So you're
eyes.
saying that knocking had done something, right? I had a good instinct that the knocking thing was gonna work.
It was not going to work, but I know who it is.
I look at Audric before I close my.
I mean, like it was a bad idea.
Well-
yes,
well-
because he will enslave you too.
While I look at while Nathaniel and Kitesh talk, I will lean over towards Audric to whisper while they're talking. I say, "If he murders me while I close my eyes, promise me you'll murder him back."
You're not being murdered.
You don't know that for certain. Promise me. You have to promise me.
Okay, I promise.
Okay. I turn back and I close my eyes and squint really hard.
Okay. In an instant, Oriana, I need you to make a wisdom save. What was his stat? Let me look.
13.
Oh, I don't think that's going to be enough. Let me double check.
Can I beat her over the head and knock her unconscious?
You said it was a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Any bonuses to your wisdom save?
I do, actually. I have a trait. I don't look like this. I am favored by the gods. When for short rest, if you fail a saving throw or miss an attack roll, you can roll 2d4. Did I fail my saving throw?
You did fail your saving throw. If you wish to use it, you may. It's up to you.
Okay. So I rolled an 11 plus 2 is 3 plus 6 plus 3 is 19.
6 plus 3. Okay. For that one, you will actually resist the effect.
Favored by the gods.
Interesting. Nathaniel looks at you, puzzled. Alright, Kitesh, could you hold her for a moment?
I would put no. He's small. I would
Bear
prefer.
hunt
I
from
would
a
prefer
gnome.
Audric. I would prefer Audric. I don't like being touched. Please, Audric.
That's why I gave you a moment to close your eyes.
I don't like being touched, and I would rather it was Audric.
Okay, I'll go hold her. Wait, so did she resist
She
the effect that
resisted-
he was trying to do?
Yep.
Wait, what?
Wait, no, I thought you were. You confused me. I thought you were.
This
talking
time?
about book stuff.
Nope. This
I
time.
thought she was resisting trying to give the book to Nathaniel. She was
Not this
resisting.
time. This time she was trying. Nathaniel was trying to cast hold person.
Yeah, I wouldn't have used my thing if I thought of it, if I knew I was resisting the fact.
Okay.
I feel like that.
Okay, I will let you retcon that. Okay.
Because I feel like favored by the gods is kind of like a loon looking out for me. I feel like she wouldn't have like helped me resist that.
Okay. Oriana, your form stiffens to the point where you can barely breathe. You can't even open your eyelids. It's just murdered. And Nathaniel reaches over and grabs the book and pulls ever so difficultly and pulls it from your grasp. And you feel the book leave, and all of a sudden, I gotta get that book back. Comes over your mind.
My whole person, so I can't even talk. I'm just like.
Yep. So you're now stuck in quandary. That's why he cast hold person. And you see him take the book. Is there anyone else affected by this book?
Well, apparently some ants.
I was sort of affected by it, but I was able to put it down one time. But
All right. That will do. Paladin, correct? Paladin, correct? Ketesh? You're a paladin, right?
Yeah.
Alright, come here. And he leads you
Okay.
outside his office workspace over to a desk that he has. Basically, you guys were here. No, not that. No, not that. No. Freak things out on my stream. Oh well. Yeah, you guys were over here. He takes you over here. Would you kindly hit that statue, please? And you notice that he's pointing to an ugly, small statue of this small little creature with cross-shaped pupils, and it looks like an imp is what it looks like. Would you kindly hit that?
Hit with what?
Your hammer.
Isn't that gonna make a mess? Like, how hard am I supposed to, like, smash it to bits? Am I just, like, to tap it? Like, what do you want me to do?
Go ahead and give it a full hit. At about that point, you see a small little water droplet starting to pour down the statue's face.
Oh, he takes like a full baseball swing. He's got time to wind this thing up. He puts his shield down. He's got both hands. He's like, "All right, full swing." Just aims right for its head.
I think that statue might be alive.
Roll an attack roll with advantage.
What am I rolling?
It's an attack roll with advantage.
An attack with advantage. Okie
Yes.
dokie.
Because technically the target you are fighting is immobilized.
Oh boy.
A
Please, second will
4?
be better.
And a
Ooh.
9.
That'll be a 13. 13.
A 13. Well, that actually hits. That just hits. Okay.
That would be embarrassing. I missed the statue.
That just hits. You don't have to roll damage because your base damage would have killed him. Technically killed him. As you hit the statue, you hear a and a thud against the wall as creature that you just hit is now planted into the wall and is stuck, kind of going. And he slumps to the floor. What have I told you about passing out this stupid book? You know better than to be placing those curses on people. What are you doing?
What the heck?
At about this point,
I
the whole
have a
person...
living imp statue that passes out cursed books in your store.
He doesn't pass out cursed books. What he does is he tossed out a couple of cursed books before I captured him and made a pact with him. He's one of the things that I collect in my curios. You know better than this, Cupid. What are you doing with this? 5 minutes, please. 5 minutes. And he takes a few minutes, and Nathaniel just burns the book in his hands. Fire consumes it completely. Oriana, the whole person falls off of you. The desire for the book is gone. Audric, you feel the hint of the pull of the book no longer on you. You guys both lose your effects, though. You cannot cast Misty Step or Hold Person anymore.
Darn it, Audric, why'd you talk me into this? This is so stupid. You could have cool powers, and all it required was for me to have a book nearby me all the time. I could never give it up. That's not that bad of a trade.
My dear, you don't know what that trade would have involved as well.
Well, it was nice to have some extra magical abilities. They were really useful in a previous fight. I don't have them.
Explain what you just... what curse you put on them. No, I don't wanna!
I'll raise my hammer. You sure?
He's definitely feared and is probably fearful of you for the rest of his life now. Alright. I'll tell. It was to spread the corruption of my boss. You always ruin my fun, Nathaniel. Stop it. And Nathaniel just keeps his arms crossed and is like, so? By Elune and the light, you know better than to do that. But you're under my control. You're under my authority. Shut up and just obey.
I turned to Oriana and Audric. I don't think he's really under his control. I think his control might be over-exaggerated a bit here.
I'm just like, well, it looks like we brought the book to the right place.
That was convenient. Real convenient.
Very convenient and annoying.
Yes, very annoying. Yeah,
No, I meant
no
losing-
idea.
I meant losing the powers was a little annoying. Those are really useful.
I know, but it's either that or have you come under the control of one of the old gods.
Well, it wouldn't have been that bad. I have a loon on my side. She would have stopped anything like that. Anyway, you said something about the old gods. Well, now that we figured out this thing, I think it would be safe to say we can put this in your hands, and I produce a map. This map leads to a thing, which I don't really want to speak in front of your new friend. So, let us convene in a place where the new friend cannot hear, and then I will tell you about the cool things this map can do.
Cupid, dismiss yourself.
Doesn't he now know that there's a cool map?
He's
If
going
you're
to
so
try
worried,
to,
he
but
waved the map in his face. Like, even I wouldn't do that, and I do a bunch of crazy stuff sometimes. Like, I tell a lot of people a lot of things, and even I wouldn't do that.
it is true that was quite unwise, but it's alright. I have I have safeguards.
It's not like
against
he's gonna have the
Audrey's
map.
like, apparently she was correct in that she forgot what discretion means.
Yep.
Maybe if I hit him hard in the head, I'll forget. No, we can find out.
All right. If you'll come upstairs, Kuvit, again, dismiss yourself. And you look down and see the imp kind of go, ow, and pick himself up off the floor before he poofs into a puff of purple smoke.
I will say, Katash, that was very impressive what you did with the hammer. He just went splat across the wall, and then it freaked me out. I felt a little tinge of guilt that it was a small creature, but it was very impressive.
You were in a different room. You didn't see that. You were in a different room.
That is true.
I heard it. I heard everything.
Maybe I used my fist. You don't know.
No, it sounded like a hammer. There was a whooshing sound.
Whoosh.
I think a giant warhammer hitting a stone statue would make a pretty noticeable noise.
No, it's my fist.
Oh, with your fist, do it again. I want to see.
No, don't break all of my statues. That was the only one that I know
That's
of.
what I thought. It was the warhammer. It was the warhammer. To the map! And I go to the room.
Okay. He leads you guys upstairs into a secured. By secured, I mean you guys walk up to the door. He casts a magic spell, and a layer of green disappears. He casts another one, a layer of purple. He casts another, a layer of red. Casts another, a layer of yellow, and another, and he goes through like 10 different colors before he pulls out a key, puts in the door, turns it, and then casts another spell and opens the door. And leads
Oh, you have a lot
Layer
of
of
spell
green.
slots, good sir.
Most of those were cantrips, but they're also known.
Your cantrips look very different from mine.
I should hope so. I've spent a little bit of a long time, or at least a good portion of my life learning most of them. And he leads you into the room. Inside the room, it's magic items fill the entire walls. Swords or weapons of various kinds, some armors, books, scrolls all across it. Please be careful with things in here. Just about every single one of these items is either highly dangerous, as in it has a curse on it, or it is locked in here by order of Khadgar. So I suggest you leave it here.
Khadgar?
Khadgar, yes, the Medivh's student, his apprentice. The
No,
Guardians.
I know. I know the name. I didn't realize Khadgar had anything to do with this place, or that he gave orders.
It is one of those things that only he shares with me.
It's very interesting. You have
It is.
connections in very interesting places.
More than you know.
Told you
but
he wasn't just a bookstore guy. No, see, told you. Like, oh, he's not gonna know anything. Why would he know anything? He's just like a dude who runs like a magic bookstore. And I was like, nah, he's a dude. Like, he knows a lot of stuff. As I was telling him.
Thank you, kid.
Well, Katash, you are proving to be far more useful than I imagined. Question for you before we continue on with cool map things. If I ever needed to talk to Khadgar, could you set that up?
It's harder to arrange something of that nature, especially now, since he is on the other side of the portal. The dark portal is still closed.
Yeah.
It's been years since I've spoken with him, but
Uh,
it's kind of hard to set up a meeting that way.
well, if you see him around again, make sure to let him know that I would be very interested in talking to him.
I could.
I
Perhaps.
feel like you're not gonna be first in line if he comes back through the portal. There's
Why
going
not?
to be a long list of people that want to see it.
There are quite a few, including Grandmaster Ronin, head of Dalaran right now, as well as.
I feel like maybe Mr. Nathaniel here could speed me up and put to the bottom of the line. Anyway, it's a question for a later date. Map things are afoot, and I unscroll the map on the table. This is a very cool map that I got from a friend who is a priestess, but it's written in the old language, so we haven't been able to translate it. But I know it leads to some great treasure.
Yes, that's why I had you brought it here, so I could pull out some of my language books and translate them. You'll have to leave the map here for me, with me for a while. I'm putting it in this room so that the little imp down there does not get it.
Right, yes. I figured you would say something like that, so... Please hold while I look at my spells.
Okay.
I can't really cast that without revealing my true nature. Whoopsie. So, I figured you were going to say something like that. Is there some way you can assure me of safety? Maybe some way to mark the map, and I don't know.
Not see how hard it was for him to get in here. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. He just saved you from that book that was mind entrapping you, and he knew about the hammer, and he has books that can translate things. What are you worried about exactly? Like, nobody else knows what's here except for that little imp, and I don't think he can get through the doors. Because then all this cool stuff would not be in here.
Ronan, my dear, could not get in here. He's tried.
Good. That's a good point, Katesh. Never mind. We're good. Just translate the map. We'll be back. We have a meeting to go to.
All right.
Thank you.
Give me a couple of days, and I should be able to.
Thank you for all your help.
Oh, anytime, no problem.
Even though some of it did not exactly turn out the way I wanted it to, I look back at Audric and glare at him.
Yeah, and before we leave, there's one other item I was wondering if you could take a look at. And I pull out the silver pocket watch that we got from the necromancer.
Okay.
Yes.
And I hand it to him.
I better get paid for all this nonsense. Although that's not true, because his imp is the one who is enslaving them, so never mind. We don't need to pay him.
Let's step out of the room first before I figure anything out about it. And as y'all leave, he goes through the reverse, locks the door, puts up force field after force field after force field, locking the room securely. And then, as y'all are walking down the stairs, he casts Identify on the pocket watch. Interesting. It's a normal pocket watch with what looks to be a used up spell slots for a cure wounds. Second level? But it's been used. So you'd have to recharge it in order for you to get another use out of it. I'm sorry, I don't know cure wounds. It's one of the few aspects of magic I haven't delved into. But
I know cure wounds.
all right, it would take a second level spell slot, second level cure wounds to recharge it, and somebody could cast it at will. It casts cure wounds at second level.
I put my hand on it and cast cure wounds.
Can you cast the second level spell?
Yeah. I got second level spells.
Paltry lamos? Of course we can cast second spell.
Duh, it's super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Why can I
That's
not?
kind of.
I don't have.
You
I
have-
can't
Because
cast
you
second spell.
are a paladin.
You're a paladin.
Yeah.
You have 3 spell slots. That's why the mace has what effects it does have.
Mhm.
We
Because I
we
think
are
it's stupid.
super. We're super awesome magic users. You're a lame paladin.
Oh, I have awesome magic. Just
Oh
wait.
gosh.
Odyssey.
Okay.
As your head gets caved in by my warhammer. Oops, I missed.
Oops, someone has Maximilian's Earth and Grasping, so you couldn't move. But we don't have to
I
sit
will
here
also
and-
say about the mace, Kylar, you can double the effect. In other words, you can spend a spell slot of your own from your own pool to stack with the effect on the weapon.
Yeah, so I can basically use my divine might
Divine
in
Smite.
conjunction with it.
Yeah.
Divine, yeah.
So you can
Yeah,
basically do somewhere. I believe it's right now 48, unless it's
Maybe
undead.
48, yeah. And
48
I can't,
plus
yeah,
the
'cause I
weapon.
can't cast it at a higher level. Because if I could cast it at a higher level, then it'd
Yeah.
be more.
So you can stack it on top of that, and you can choose to stack it or not to, if you want to fish for crits as well, because paladins are silly that way.
All of the critical hits.
You don't have to.
Radiant
You don't have to
javelin.
say Divine Smite when you attack. You can attack, and if
Yeah,
it
and
turns
then
out
say
to be a
radiant.
20, you can just say, "Oh, I Divine Smite that." Whatever level you want, and the
Straight up
dice.
murder.
Yeah, it's one of the cool things about a paladin. But yeah,
It was pretty great.
okay. And he hands you back the pocket watch, Audric. After Oriana has charged it, I believe this would be yours. You can use it whenever you want. You do have to recharge it every time, but that's about it.
Well, thank you for all of your expertise.
Oh, no problem. Just remember me when you need something.
Certainly, and just let us know if there's anything we can do to help you out if you need it.
I shall do that. I shall keep you in mind. And as y'all walk down the stairs, you notice a night elven form standing outside of one of the rooms, leaning up against the wall, looking like she just woke up, and goes, "What was that noise?" "It's all right. Go back to bed. You'll be fine." "What was your name?" That's sad. What was your name? Where did I put that? What was your name again?
Sandy.
Lucy.
Sandy,
Gal
Lucy.
Pal. Gal Pal is her name.
Jemima.
There it is.
Jemima.
Avaria, just don't worry about it. It'll be all right. And she looks across all of you, trying to figure out if she's seeing one, two, or if she's actually seeing people. And just goes, "Okay." And she turns and goes back, and you, all of you hear a body hit a bunch of cushions. No care given. She just.
Isn't it like nearly afternoon? Like, shouldn't people be awake by now?
She is a special case. She
Is her
has,
special case Sleeping Beauty?
if only. No, she is one of my bodyguards. She protects mostly during the night, so she tends to stay up quite a bit, quite late. She fills in for Baxter while he goes and gets something to drink. But she's also a very talented monk, so.
I've never heard of these monks.
She hits things with her fist.
Well, we have places to be anyway.
All right.
Have fun with your fist lady. Thank you again for all your help. We would pay you, except that your imp enslaved us. So I feel like that's payment enough. Have a great day, and I leave.
We shall see. But you have a great day as well. Goodbye. May the light be with you.
And you.
Kitesh, take care of yourself.
I shrug at him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need it with these guys.
Yes, indeed. If you should need me, you know where to find me.
Oh yeah.
My word, this is... Okay. You have a good day, Kitesh.
You too.
And as you, all three of you leave, Nathaniel greets, or says his goodbyes warmly, gently, and a little disheartedly, and feeling sorry for Kitesh, but that's about it.
Why? He's gonna go on
Why
super
does
fun
he feel
adventure
sorry
time.
for him?
Sorry for Kitesh? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're like, he's gonna have so much fun with us. We're great.
Yeah, something like that. At least from his point of view.
Because I make friends with all the people in the town, so they're all friends with me.
Yeah, well, we're woodsy hermit people, so we don't make friends. It's our thing.
Yes, you don't have to make friends. Anyway, it's about noon-ish, about right now. As you guys step out into the park, as the sun is shining down through the leaves of the trees. And how much longer can everybody go?
I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, so this is good.
That's what I was trying to figure out, is how much further. I figured about now would be about right. As y'all leave the park.
I got 6.
Oh yeah. Then we'll go ahead and dismiss here. As y'all leave the store, you notice the crowd of night elves as they're gathering around the inn and waiting with bated breath for some. And then there's as you look down the path, you do see another crowd moving to meet with them. You do see from this distance, you do see long green hair, and a pair of antlers standing above the rest. Kitesh, you see a bunch of night elves. You don't even see the antlers. They're too... Everybody crowds them. You see a bunch of tall people. Unfortunately, you can't see the horns either. You do, however, at that level... Yeah, you would see... you do see a pair of wings walking beside a pair of legs. That's about all you get. It's like in the midst of one of the groups, and that's about it. Alright. Thank you for joining us. We'll go ahead and stop there, and thank you guys for joining us on Twitch. It's been a while, but hey, we made it, and got sidetracked quite a bit more than I thought, but that's okay. I had hoped you guys were going to go to this bookstore eventually again, and was so thrilled that you guys got to meet Nathaniel and Cupid. There are stories to tell with that one. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys have a good night, and God bless.